Lecture number 32C. Today we are going to discuss missing pulse detector and application of 555 timer in monostable mode. Okay, so what is this missing pulse detector? Let me just show you from the output waveform. So these are the waveforms which we are going to get. So let's say we have applied a trigger pulses, 3 trigger pulses, and let's say by due to some application, the 4 trigger pulse which were supposed to happen over here doesn't happen. That means the pulse is missed. We call it as a missing pulse. Okay, and then again the next 3 trigger pulses continue. So that means one pulse in between has been missed. So this output of the circuit, the 555 timer circuit, should give some indication, and that indication is given by output being low. So whenever the output of your 555 timer in a monostable mode meant for the missing pulse detector goes low, that indicates that the pulse has been missed. Okay, so that's the funda and the concept behind this missing pulse detector. Well, at the end of the discussion, we will get to know where is this used. It's used in a medical application, and I will describe about that. Okay, now let us concentrate on this. Okay, I need to adjust this properly so that we can view both together. Okay, I need to make it 20, I guess. Okay, I hope that both the functional block diagram and the waveforms are visible together. Is it? Are they visible together? I mean, you can clearly see them. Let me just adjust this. Yeah, so now let me start with the analysis. So even if you don't even if you have not thorough understanding of a monostable mode 555 timer, I will try to explain it as simple as possible. Okay, now let's concentrate. One thing I want to make sure very clearly is over here, there is addition of only one component over here, that is this transistor. Okay, this Q1 and PNP transistor over here, whose emitter is connected to the pin number 7 and 6, and the collector terminal is ground, and the base terminal we are applying the trigger input. Okay, so that's the only thing which we are connecting extra, the blue color thing. And you remember it's a PNP transistor. So of PNP transistor, if you apply a high, that means if you apply 5 volts, it will be off. It's reverse, right? For NPN, if we apply a positive base voltage, base to emitter voltage, it will turn on. But in this case, for a PNP transistor, the base emitter junction should be forward bias, right? So base terminal should be lower potential, then it will turn on. Okay, so over here, if the trigger is at 5 volts, that means the transistor is off. And if the trigger is low means 0. So if we apply a low voltage over here, low or negative value, the transistor, PNP transistor, will start operating. That's the meaning of it. Okay, fine. Because over here, for base emitter junction to be forward bias, the this is P and P. So this is P, this is N. So here we have to apply negative voltage, and here you have to apply positive voltage. So PN junction, it's basically, right. So that's why if you apply a 5 volts over here, the transistor Q1 will be off, and whenever we have a low, the transistor Q1 is on. That's what the funda is. Okay, so at the start, we are assuming 3 things. We are assuming that the capacitor voltage is 0. So capacitor voltage is 0, VC1 is 0 over here. Okay, so whenever VC1 is 0, a 0 is fed to the pin number 6. That means what? V plus is less than V minus for comparator number A. So comparator number A output is logic 0. So R is logic 0. Okay. Also at the same time, we are assuming that the trigger pulse is high initially. Okay. So trigger pulse high is applied to pin number 2, and high voltage is applied to minus terminal. So comparator B also output is low. So S also is output low. Okay. So R and S is 0 0. So what will be my Q? Q will be no change. Okay. And we are assuming that the output is also 0. Okay, so output is 0 means what? The Q bar will be 1, and Q bar 1 will be what? It will is the previous state. So RNS 0 0 means what? It will hold at previous state only. So nothing will happen, no change. Now, when the trigger pulse is high, my transistor is off. That you remember. So transistor off means it is as good as not connected only in the circuit. Correct? Okay. Now, momentarily, the negative going trigger pulse applies. The first trigger pulse applies. So it goes to low, right? it goes to low. So what will happen? Whenever the trigger pulse goes to low, this transistor will turn on. Okay. So what will happen if this transistor turns on? The capacitor starts charging. So it charges, and then what happens? As soon as it is charged, till what maximum value it can charge? Anyone can tell me? Capacitor voltage. Hello. Capacitor voltage can charge to maximum to what value? Yeah, sorry. VCC. But since the transistor PNP transistor is on, it will charge to what value? Think and answer. It will charge to 0.7 only. Now you will say why 0.7? See the base emitter voltage over here. Correct? Here we have emitter and base. So emitter base voltage is 0.7, na? So it can reach, it's acting as a short circuit now over here. If it is transistor is on, that means it will behave as a battery, 0.7 volts battery between the emitter and the base terminal. Is it not? That means the capacitor will charge to 0.7 volts. Okay, and then what will happen? So here you can see that the capacitor voltage is charging from 0 to 0.7. Now, when the trigger input was 0, what was the comparator B state? Anyone? Trigger input 0. What is comparator B output? Is logic 1. That means what? Set input is 1, R is 0 only. Okay, because the capacitor voltage is 0.7, so this is less than that. So R is 0, S is 1. So what will happen to Q? Q will be 1, so Q bar will be 0. So if Q bar is 0, what is my output? Output will go to high. That's what is happening here. Output is going high. Everyone following? Now next momentarily the trigger input goes high again. Okay, it is for very short duration, it was low. Now trigger input high again means what? This capacitor, this PNP transistor will be off again. So it is not as good as not connected in the circuit, correct? So what will happen? The trigger input is high again, right? So comparator B output will again be low. And now the comparator A output will depend upon the capacitor voltage. Now the capacitor voltage starts charging, and it starts charging from 0.7 volts. It's not charging from 0 again. I hope that this point is clear. So it starts charging from 0.7 volts, and it should go towards 2/3 VCC or VCC. It will not. As soon as starts charging, the next trigger pulse comes. So it was about to reach 2/3 VCC, but somehow the next trigger pulse has applied. And again, it will, as the next trigger pulse is applied, the output is still high, and what it will do? Output is still high. What it will do then? That means my Q bar is 0. Correct or no? Hello? Are you all following? Yeah. So what will happen? My capacitor will instantly discharge. Why? Because the trigger input has gone low. And whenever the trigger input goes low, the comparator B output immediately goes to high, right? So set input becomes 1. So Q bar will become, yeah. This becomes, I think this becomes the trigger input becomes high. Sorry, the comparator B output will become low. And what will happen to this? It was charging, but 2/3 VCC, it doesn't reach only. So what will happen? The comparator A output will be low only. So S and R are low only. So it will maintain the previous state only. So the output will be remaining high only at this point, even though the capacitor voltage is discharging over here. And again, when the trigger pulse goes back to high again the capacitor will start charging and it was reaching towards 2/3 VCC, but it will not. Again, the next trigger pulse is applied. Now see over here what will happen. Let's say that the next trigger pulse is missed. So what will happen? The trigger pulse is not going low. Okay, the trigger pulse is remaining high only. Fine. So whenever the trigger pulse is high, this PNP transistor is off only. So what will happen? It will allow the capacitor, it will give capacitor more time to charge. And this time the capacitor charges to 2/3 VCC, as you can see clearly. So capacitor charges to 2/3 VCC. Definitely it cannot charge to, VCC. It will charge to 2/3 VCC. That means what? For the very first time, the comparator A output becomes high. Okay, and whenever the comparator A output becomes high, that means R is 1, S is 0. So R is 1 means what? Q will be 0, Q bar will be 1. So whenever Q bar becomes 1, what is my output? Output becomes low. So as you can see over here, output becomes low. And this low output indicates that a pulse has been missed. That means a missing pulse is detected. So whenever the output of the 555 timer is high, that means no pulse detected, no missing pulse detected, sorry. Actually, it was no missing pulse detected. And whenever the output of the 555 timer goes low, that means that we have missed one pulse. And again, the operation will be same henceafter. Henceafter, again, the trigger pulse arrives and the capacitor starts charging towards, the VCC, but it will never, again, the next trigger pulse comes, again, the capacitor voltage will discharge and again charge with the arrival of the next trigger pulse. So this is how the missing pulse is detected in this circuit. Now, any doubts, anyone? So here I have described the same concept in words. So what I will do, I'll keep this on for some time, maybe 2 minutes or so, and then we can wind up for today's lecture. Okay. Before that, let me show you the simulation, LT-SPICE simulation of the same. Okay. So I'll open missing pulse detector. Okay, so where it is used to detect the missing heartbeat pulse. Sometimes, the heartbeat pulse also can go missing. So let me simulate trigger, capacitor voltage, and the output voltage over here. Let me just show it to you. Let me take three plane plots. First, I will plot the trigger input. Next, the output over here, which will be red in color. Let me make this as blue, and the output make it look as a green color. Okay, so as you can see, the waveforms to your right hand side and the left hand side are one and the same, as you can see over here. So this third pulse has been missed. So what is happening is the output goes low. As you can see, the capacitor voltage is slightly changing. So here, if I place my mouse pointer, it is around 3.33. You can read. I mean, here, if I exactly make it over here, let's take this cursor. As you can see, 3.31. Okay, so very close to 2/3 VCC it's coming around, right? So this will become 2/3 VCC only when the trigger pulse is missed. And rest all the times, as you can see, this was, I told you, it will remain at 0.7. So here it is remaining at around 0.7 volts, as you can see, because of that forward bias junction of the emitter and base terminal. Okay, any doubts, anyone? Hello? It's exactly the same thing, whatever we have discussed so far. Any doubts, anyone? Or else I can, end with today's session. So this is how the missing pulse is detected. Here the trigger pulse is missing and it is indicated by a low output pulse. Okay, anyone require any clarity in anything? How this has worked? Just now I explained the working. So that was the circuit diagram. Here we have also used BC557B, a PNP transistor, and here are my outputs, which are pretty straightforward. Okay, now these were some of the theories which I have written it. You all can read it at your time, and the working in short. All the cases have been explained systematically. Okay, so here it is. All the cases have been explained. Okay, so let me come to this point number 20. Point number 18, a low timer output indicates a missing trigger pulse. Okay, so this type of circuit can be used to detect a missing heartbeat of a person. So, and it can also be used for speed control or measurement. So if the trigger input pulses are generated from a rotating wheel, this circuit, the missing pulse detector will indicate when a wheel's speed drops below a preset value. Okay, so that is another application of this missing pulse detector. Okay, so this is my working. There are around systematically 12 points, and then again from 12 to 20 12 to 19 points. So there are 19 points systematically. If you read them and relate it to the functional block diagram, the pulses, you will get the answer pretty well. Okay. Any doubts, anyone in this? Missing pulse detector. Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, excellent. I'll stop with the recording.